tourism in 2025 isn't just recovering, it's reshuffling. Some of the world's most iconic destinations are losing ground fast. Hotels sit half empty, and streets once packed with visitors now echo with silence. But elsewhere, the opposite is happening. Countries you might not expect are smashing records. Airports overflowing, beaches packed, and governments scrambling to keep up. This isn't the travel map we knew. It's a new landscape shaped by politics, climate, currency, and shifting traveler priorities. In this video, we'll reveal 10 countries at the heart of that shakeup. Some are winning big, others are falling behind. And trust me, a few of them will surprise you. Number 1. Japan. Let's start in Asia, where Japan has become one of the biggest tourism surprises of 2025. The numbers are staggering. International arrivals surged more than 21% in the first half of the year, and nearly 30% higher than before the pandemic. Few countries can match that kind of rebound. So, what's driving the boom? One big factor is the weak yen. For travelers from the US and Europe, Japan feels cheaper than ever, whether it's booking a hotel in Tokyo or grabbing sushi in Osaka. Add expanded flight routes and relaxed visa rules, and the result is packed airports and overflowing tourist hotspots. But it hasn't all been smooth. Kyoto's historic streets are so crowded that local authorities are considering new restrictions. Protests against mass tourism are growing louder, with residents citing noise, traffic, and rising rents. Still, when you look at the numbers, there's no debate. Japan is one of the world's clear winners in tourism for 2025. Booming on the global stage, even as locals feel the strain. Japan may be gaining ground, but across the Pacific, our next country is facing one of its steepest tourism setbacks in decades. Number 2. USA. The United States is facing one of its steepest tourism setbacks in decades. Analysts estimate the country will lose around $30 billion in international travel revenue this year alone. For Canadians, who once made up the single largest group of visitors, the shift has been dramatic. Arrivals dropped nearly 18% in just the first half of 2025, meaning almost 2 million fewer trips across the border. And it isn't just Canadians staying away. Compared to pre-pandemic levels, the US is on track to welcome 13 million fewer international travelers by the end of this year. Such a decline ripples across airlines, hotels, restaurants, and local businesses that heavily depend on global tourism. Much of this collapse comes down to politics, policy, and price. Canadians, once America's most loyal visitors, are pulling back over tariffs and the 51st state rhetoric. Border detention stories have spread worldwide, fueling fears that a U.S. trip could turn into an ordeal. And with the strong dollar, America has simply become one of the priciest destinations on the map. Experts warn that America's share of the global tourism market is slipping once again. And unlike past downturns, there's little sign of a quick recovery. Number 3. Spain. If Japan is Asia's breakout success, then Spain is Europe's unstoppable heavyweight in 2025. The scale is extraordinary. In just the first 7 months of the year, more than 55 million international visitors have already arrived, a 4.7% increase compared to the same period in 2024. That might sound modest at first, but when you're already hosting tens of millions, even a small percentage means millions of additional travelers flooding in. And it isn't just arrivals. Tourists are spending more than ever. According to Spain's National Statistics Institute, international visitors have already spent over 76 billion euros by July, a jump of 7.2% from last year. Compared to pre-pandemic 2019, tourism receipts are up nearly 50%. Spain hasn't just recovered, it's thriving beyond expectations. The UK, Germany, and France remain the top source markets, while hotspots like the Canary Islands, Catalonia, and the Balearic Islands continue to dominate. But success has come with tension. In Barcelona and Mallorca, protests against mass tourism are growing, as locals complain about noise, rising rents, and crowded streets. Still, by the numbers, Spain is an undeniable winner in global tourism for 2025, breaking records even as it wrestles with the downsides of its own success. Number 4. Thailand. Once one of Asia's most reliable tourism powerhouses, Thailand is struggling in 2025. In the first half of the year, arrivals have slipped by nearly 8% compared to 2024. And the country is still down almost 15% from pre-pandemic 2019 levels. The government now expects just 33 million visitors this year, far short of the record 40 million international visitors in 2019. For a country that once defined mass tourism in Asia, that shortfall is massive. The reasons are layered. Thailand has long relied heavily on Chinese visitors, and that market has been slower to rebound than expected. Add in ongoing safety concerns, from transport issues to scams making headlines, and many travelers are choosing alternatives in Vietnam, Malaysia, or Indonesia. On the ground, the effects are visible. Hotels in Phuket and Pattaya report softer bookings, while street vendors in Bangkok say spending just isn't what it used to be. Tourism officials are scrambling to revive interest with new campaigns, but momentum hasn't returned. Thailand's downturn in 2025 makes it one of the region's most surprising losers in global tourism, a sharp contrast to the boom happening elsewhere in Asia. Number 5. Vietnam. Beaches in Da Nang are packed, and Hanoi's Old Quarter is busier than ever. Clear signs of a tourism boom that's reshaping Asia's travel map in 2025. The numbers back it up. In the first half of the year, international arrivals surged by more than 20% compared to 2024, and Vietnam is now welcoming 25% more visitors than before the pandemic. Few countries in the region can match that kind of momentum. The reasons are simple. Vietnam offers a rare combination of affordability and variety. Travelers can explore pristine coastlines, bustling cities, and cultural landmarks, all without breaking the bank. Expanded flight routes from Europe and Asia have also made the country more accessible than ever. This surge is fueling rapid development, with new resorts and hotels rising across the country. But it's also testing infrastructure, as airports and tourist hotspots struggle to keep up with demand. Still, by almost every measure, Vietnam stands out as a clear winner in global tourism for 2025, a country that has gone from emerging destination to full-fledged powerhouse. Number 6. Argentina. While much of Latin America is seeing a tourism boom, Argentina is moving in the opposite direction. In the first half of 2025, international arrivals plunged nearly 18% compared to last year, and they're still down more than 22% from pre-pandemic levels. Even more worrying, tourism receipts are falling too, with visitors spending 8% less than in 2024 and nearly 14% less than in 2019. That's a rare double blow: fewer tourists and less money coming in from the ones who do visit. The reasons are tied closely to Argentina's ongoing economic crisis. Currency instability, inflation, and political unrest have made travel more complicated, even for regional neighbors who once crossed the border easily. High airline costs and reduced connectivity have only added to the pressure. For locals working in Buenos Aires cafes or running Patagonia lodges, the slowdown is real. Bookings are thinner, and international demand hasn't returned. In a year when many countries are breaking records, Argentina stands out as one of global tourism's clear losers in 2025, a country struggling to keep pace even as demand for South America grows elsewhere. Argentina may be struggling, but across the Atlantic, our next country continues to hold the crown as the world's top destination. Number 7. France. No country has held the tourism crown longer. For more than 30 years straight, France has been the world's most visited destination, a title no other country has come close to taking away. In 2023, it became the first country in history to surpass 100 million international tourist arrivals, and it repeated that milestone in 2024. Now, in 2025, arrivals are already up nearly 5% compared to last year, putting France firmly on track to break its own record yet again. And it isn't just about visitor numbers. Tourism spending is surging. In the first half of 2025 alone, international visitors spent more than 50% above 2019 levels. That kind of jump shows that travelers aren't just coming. They're spending more, staying longer, and exploring beyond Paris. From the art treasures of the Louvre and the romance of the Eiffel Tower, to lavender fields in Provence, the beaches of the Riviera, and even the ski slopes of the Alps, France offers unmatched variety. Every region is benefiting from the boom. By almost every measure, France isn't just a winner in 2025. It's the undisputed heavyweight of global tourism, a nation setting records while the rest of the world tries to catch up. Number 8. Morocco. Few countries have rebounded from the pandemic as spectacularly as Morocco. In the first half of 2025, international arrivals jumped by nearly 20% compared to 2024. Even more impressive, tourism receipts are up more than 60% compared to pre-pandemic 2019, a surge that puts Morocco among the fastest-growing destinations in the world. This boom isn't happening by accident. Morocco has rolled out a national tourism strategy for 2023 to 2026, designed to strengthen air connectivity, diversify attractions, and enhance the overall visitor experience. The results are clear. New flight routes are bringing in more international travelers, while investments in everything from desert camps to coastal resorts are drawing visitors beyond the traditional hotspots. Marrakesh remains the jewel, with its colorful souks and historic Medina. But tourists are also flocking to the Sahara Desert, Essaouira's windswept coast, and Chefchaouen, the famous blue city that has become an Instagram icon. Local businesses, from riad owners to desert tour operators, are reporting record demand. Of course, rapid growth comes with challenges, particularly in Marrakesh, where over-tourism is a rising concern. But for now, Morocco is one of global tourism's clearest winners of 2025, proof of how strategy, culture, and natural beauty can combine into record-breaking success. Number 9. Canada. At home, the tourism picture looks strong, but on the international stage, it's a different story. Canada's domestic travel market is booming, with residents spending more on vacations inside the country than ever before. But when it comes to international visitors, Canada is lagging behind its peers. While destinations like Spain, France, and Morocco are breaking records, Canada has yet to surpass its pre-pandemic levels. The biggest issue is the decline in U.S. visitors, historically Canada's largest source of international tourists. Cross-border travel by car has fallen noticeably throughout 2025, with only limited recovery by air. Analysts point to political tensions and a rise in anti-U.S. sentiment within Canada, all factors that are discouraging Americans from making the trip north. At the same time, overseas arrivals from Europe and Asia are showing signs of growth, helping to offset some of the U.S. decline. Even so, overall international numbers remain softer than expected, down 5.8% compared to 2024, and still 13.3% below 2019 levels. The result is a nuanced picture. Canada's tourism sector may be thriving domestically, but in terms of international performance, it's one of 2025's surprising laggards, a reminder that not all growth stories are created equal. Number 10. Norway. Once a niche destination known mostly for fjords and northern lights, in 2025, Norway is rewriting its tourism story. In just the first half of the year, Norway logged 17.4 million overnight stays, with foreign market overnights soaring 32% above 2019 levels. That includes a 71% surge in U.S. overnights and an 81% jump from Canada, proof that demand is exploding far beyond Europe. This isn't just a comeback, it's a breakout. Travelers are gravitating to Norway's cool climate, pristine wilderness, and cities that blend culture with natural wonder. The Lofoten Islands, Tromsø, Bergen, these names are no longer hidden gems, but global draws. But with success comes strain. Local municipalities are introducing a 3% tourist tax on overnight stays in high-traffic destinations to manage infrastructure and protect the environment. What makes Norway's rise especially striking is the global shift behind it. As heat waves and over-tourism hit southern Europe, many travelers are choosing Scandinavia instead, seeing Norway as a sustainable, cooler, and less crowded alternative. Norway isn't just a winner in 2025. It's one of the most surprising tourism success stories of the year, and a sign of where global travel might be headed next. And there you have it. 10 countries that tell the story of global tourism in 2025. Some are breaking records and reshaping travel trends, Others are struggling to keep up in a world that's changing fast. What's clear is this: the global tourism map is shifting. From Asia's unexpected booms to Europe's heavyweights and North America's quiet setbacks, travel in 2025 looks very different than it did just a few years ago. So, which country surprised you the most? And where would you travel next? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the changing world of travel.